Things to note for the future perfect. There's just one important thing you have to note when using the future perfect tense, and that is time phrases. It's very important to use a time phrase because we're talking about a point in the future when something will be complete or achieved or finished. We can't be vague. We can't simply say, I will have finished the report, and leave it at that. We have to use a time phrase. I will have finished the report by Tuesday. By Tuesday is a future time phrase. So let's look at the things we have to note. As I just mentioned, we usually use future time words and phrases with the future perfect. Have a look at these two examples below. The first one reads, "This time tomorrow, I will have finished all my exams for the year." So this time tomorrow is the time phrase. We're talking about the future. So at this particular time, tomorrow, I will have finished this. The second sentence, by the time you get home, I will have cooked dinner. The time phrase is by the time you get home. This means that at whatever time in the future you arrive home, whether it's 7 p.m. or 7:30 p.m., I will have finished cooking dinner. Now there are hundreds of time phrases in English. Here is just a small selection of future time phrases. This time tomorrow, or this time next year. Now, you can change tomorrow or next year for another time. You can say, this time on Saturday, this time next week, or this time in 2 years. So you can simply change that final part of the phrase to suit your sentence. The next time phrases are by the time you get home, by the morning, or by 7 p.m. By simply means at or before this time. So if I say, by 7 p.m., I will have finished the report. It means at 7 p.m. or even before it, perhaps 6 p.m., perhaps 5 p.m., I will have finished it. But certainly by 7 p.m. at the latest, I will have finished it. So you can change the words after by to suit your sentence. And the final ones are in 3 years' time, in a few days' time. In is referencing the future. So when I say in 3 years' time, this means 3 years in the future. In a few days' time means a few days in the future. So I can say, in 3 years' time, I will have started my own business. It means 3 years in the future, I will have completed this action. Those are some of the time phrases that you can use. Keep an eye out for other time phrases that you come across with the future perfect tense, and start to notice them in your reading and listening. Move on now to the listening and speaking practice exercises, where you will see many of these time phrases used with the future perfect tense.